Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I am here to show you a beginner's simple full face using some simple products. All right, so we're going to hop into it. The first thing we're going to use is some Vaseline. Yep, I love to use Vaseline on my lips. They make them smooth. It lasts a lot longer than any chapstick or lip gloss that I have. And then next, we are going to get into some moisturizer. So the one that I like to use is Pond's. It's cheaper. It smells so good, like this fresh scent, like baby powder. We're just gonna rub that all into the skin. This just makes for your application of your makeup to be smooth and easy, and at the end your face just won't look dry like you just put a whole lot of products on your face. All right, so we're going to continue to just smooth that out onto the face. And then the first thing we're going to get into are, of course, these brows. Now I am going to use the Precisely brow pencil by Benefits. I love this pencil, but any pencil will do. I use the Wet n Wild actually lip liner a lot. I love that one. But this one, I had a gift card and I wanted to try this pencil, but I actually love it just because of the fine tip that it uses. One that reminds me of this that's really cheaper, that's much cheaper, is the NYX Micro Brow Eye Pencil, and it does the exact same thing. So this one to me is just a little smoother. So what you see me doing here is just lining the bottom of my eyebrow. I am literally just lining the bottom of my eyebrow. I like to think that my brows I don't have to, put too much pressure on because they're kind of full if you ask me. So I do some hair-like strokes, and then I just literally line the bottom of my brow and also the top of my brow. Don't worry, that's just me. I'm sitting in the front room, so I like to look out the window and be a creep. But yeah, so we're just filling that in, and that's it for that brow. Just going to move on to the next one and do the exact same thing. So I'm just lining the bottom of my brow, doing those little hair-like strokes in the front just to fill it in just a little bit. And then again, finishing up that tail of the eyebrow. On this one, I feel like it's not as thick, so I have to fill it in a little bit more. But again, I'm doing the exact same thing. I am lining the top of the brow and then I am filling in the tail end. It's very simple. Don't have to put too much, pressure into this. Just trying to make those brows just look natural, but at the same time make them look full. Now I'm just going to take the end of my pencil, the spoolie, and I am literally just going to feather the front of my eyebrows. I want them to look a little bit more natural, not as harsh from the strokes that I've done in the front. So I just spoolie out just the front of my eyebrows. I like for the tail of my brows to be a little bit more defined. So I only spoolie just the front of my brows. Now I'm going to take this LA Girl Pro Concealer. You can get it literally from your local beauty supply store. Actually, still to this day, some of my favorite concealer, and they have many, many shades. So I'm just going to use my Sigma large concealer brush here, and I am going right up under where I drew my bottom line for my brow just to clean these brows up, make them look nice and sharp. So right up under the brow, especially when you get right here in this area, right in that arch, you want to make sure that you don't go up too high to take away from all of that work that you've just done. You want to make sure that you go right up under the line that you made. If you go up too far, then you'll start to get into your real brow hairs. The concealer isn't laying like you want it to. Trust me, just ask me how I know. I've done it many of times, upset and had to start all over again. So again, onto the other brow, you literally just want to go right up under the line that you drew for your bottom brow, that bottom brow line. All right, you don't need a whole lot of concealer, just because if you put too much on, once you start lining your bottom brow, the concealer may go up too far. So you just want to put a little bit of concealer on that brush and just work your way slowly. Take your time. Especially, you know, again, for beginners, I just can't stress to take your time because whew, it can go 0 to 100 real quick. So now we're just going to put some of that same concealer on the lid. I have a wet beauty blender, and I'm just going to start to blend this out onto my eyelid, my whole lid. You want to blend that out. Blend that out. Make sure it's nice and smooth. My lids are a little darker. It's something that I'm working on, but I use that concealer just basically as an eyeshadow base. So this video here, we're not going to go into an eyeshadow, you know, depth. This is just kind of like a full face. So I'm going to use this True Complexion contour palette, and that middle color, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to set the concealer that I just put on my eyelids. Now I'm using a big fluffy brush just because it helps me to blend easier. If you try to use a more defined brush, it takes longer. It gives you a more defined look. That fluffy brush just easily lets you just blend all over your eyelid, and it just sets that concealer so your concealer doesn't move, it doesn't crease up, anything like that. So again, I'm doing the same thing to the other. I'm just going to place this all over that concealer that I've placed on my lid, and it's gonna just give you a nice base for your eyelids. Again, all over. You want to go as closely as you can, you know, to that brow to cover up that concealer without messing it up. So again, take your time and do this as smoothly as you can. Just make sure that they're both even, they both look the same. You've gone up as far on each one of those brows. All right, so now we're going to go into this Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. So this makes my skin feel very, very smooth. I love it. And I feel like it also calms down on the shininess that I have on my forehead, my T-zone area, my nose, all of that good stuff. It makes for a great canvas for makeup. So again, when I put this on my face, it just feels as if it's smooth as a baby bottom, and that's why I feel like it has that baby skin name in there, because that's literally what it makes it feel like. It's so smooth. I feel like I can just rub this into my skin all day, and luckily it's not expensive. Walgreens, Walmart, because you'll use a lot of it, trust me. So now that we've placed that all over, we are going to go into foundation. Y'all, this foundation here, LA Colors Truly Matte, okay? I got it from Family Dollar. It is like $5 to $6. And I mean, for it to be $5 to $6, it's doing the darn thing, okay? The color for my skin is magnificent. I mean, it's perfect. It covers up all blemishes and spots and acne, whatever. As you can see, I'm down to the last, and I will be going to get some more. Like I said, for the price of this, it does the job and it works very well. So you can take a beauty blender, but recently I've been using a brush, and one of my favorite ones is the NYX Professional Makeup Brush, and it is truly for foundation. So I begin to just brush this all over my face, just blending it in, making sure I'm hitting every spot, trying to get into every crevice. And as you can see, this foundation is blending into my face like skin, like butter. It's really perfect. The color of this is just like magnificent. And also, this foundation is truly matte. So I do have dry skin, but I like to use moisturizer because it's a matte foundation. Even with dry skin, right there, just really quick, you can see that it starts to get a little darker, but that's okay with me. I would prefer my foundation to be a little darker rather than too light. I don't like looking like a ghost. But anywho, because I have dry skin, um, I still like to use a moisturizer up under my makeup, just because a lot of the time I'm trying to use a few matte products and I just don't want it to look overly matte or overly dry when I'm through applying my foundation, my concealer, my powders, all the rest of my face. By the end, that moisturizer is helping me with, you know, getting my makeup to look how I actually want it to look. So after using my brush, I just take my beauty blender just one more time. Just make sure it is smooth and seamless. Everything is pressed into the skin. This just makes for a flawless, flawless makeup look at the end. All right, so now we're going to go back into that LA Girl Pro Concealer. I believe this color is Warm Honey, but all the details will be in the description box below. We are going to hit all the spots where the sun automatically, naturally glows on your face. All right, so that is under the eye. We want to brighten up that under eye area, the bridge of the nose, the chin, and most of the time, the forehead. All right, so I'm only going to do a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. This is beginners, a very natural look. I need to clean my brushes. Don't judge me. All right, so you're just going to start to blend that in up under your eye. Again, take your time with your makeup. This probably took me about 20 minutes to do. Again, if you're a beginner, it might take you a little longer, but again, I can't stress enough to just take your time. You don't need a whole lot um, of this concealer to go up under your eye, on the bridge of your nose. I feel as if when you use a lot of it, it just starts to spread and it gets a bit cakey. So just a little bit of that. You want to blend it all out. Make sure it is seamless. Again, you're going to do the same thing to your chin. I like to use a little bit of that excess concealer to go around that area above your lip and right around your nose. So here we are just blending out the concealer that's on the bridge of your nose and also on your forehead. All of that can go together. All right, so again, take your time because you want to keep it in those areas. You don't want to go too far up your forehead. You don't want to go too far out. You want to try to keep it in that area. So instead of just, using the beauty blender and just blending all over, try to keep it in that area. So now I actually got this translucent powder from my aunt. She is a Mary Kay consultant, and this is like my second time trying it. I'm thinking I'm liking it. So we are going to open that up. We're going to use that same beauty blender, excuse me, that we just used, and we are going to go over exactly where we just used that concealer in those same spots. So we're going under the eye. As you can see, like I said, I use moisturizer because this is starting to pat down on that shininess. So I don't want to be shiny, but I also don't want to be extra matte, and this is going to help. I also use this powder right here in this area because I smile a lot and I have some serious real deal smile lines. So I like to set my smile area as well with the translucent powder. So again, we went up under the eyes. Now we're doing the chin, and now I'm going to go into the forehead. I know a lot of you may see the baking. I am not a huge fan of baking just because I feel like it does make me a little ashier or make me look a little drier at the end. Now I do love using the setting powder, but I just press it in. I'm not a fan of the actual baking. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Black Radiance Soft Focus Setting Powder. I believe this is the color Creamy Bronze, Soft Creamy Bronze. So now I'm going to use another NYX brush. This is a NYX brush. It came in a collection. And I'm going to use this just to set the rest of my foundation. So we set the concealer, but we didn't set the rest of the foundation on my face. So that is what I'm doing here. We're just going to use that powder. Everywhere where I did not use that translucent powder, I am using this Black Radiance Soft Focus powder. Now I also use it just a little bit to brush off any excess translucent powder that I have used, just so I won't look ashy. But for the most part, this is, again, taking away that shininess, and it also just making the translucent powder and this pressed powder mesh together seamlessly. So again, I'm just brushing off any excess loose translucent powder that I've used. So next here, I'm going to take my Luxie large angle brush. Almost forgot what it was called. Bringing out that, again, Black Radiance True Complexion palette. And now I'm going to use the contour shade. Now you can see where my jawline is naturally. And I'm not going to deviate from that. I'm just going to use that same natural line just to enhance it a bit. I know my face looked a little aggressive, a little aggressive there, but I just knocked off any excess powder so it can blend smoothly and I'm not making any harsh contour lines. No one wants just a harsh, screaming at you, raw contour line. So we're just going to knock off excess contour powder and we're just going to blend this. You can blend up instead of blending down. Once you've decided where you want your contour line is, go ahead and make that, but then start to blend it out and blend up. When you blend up, it helps with making your face a little bit blah 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 blah. Ooh. It helps with making your face look bronzier. All right, so we're going to also put this all around our forehead. And when I'm doing this very lightly because I don't want this dark powder color to just be so harsh on my cheeks, on my forehead, anywhere at all. I'm keeping a smile on my face because it helps me know where I really want this powder to go again. All right. So now I'm going to squish that large angle brush, go into the powder a little bit, and just give my nose just the slightest bit of definition. I don't like a really skinny nose, but I do like just a little bit of definition in there to tell exactly, you know, where your nose starts and stops and all that good stuff. All right. So here I'm trying to just sculpt my chin area a little bit as well. All right. So we're in quarantine right now. I know we're all eating. Please, I hope everyone is trying to work out, but we can sculpt it. You can see a little difference here, a little darker on that side, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, this is very lightly that I'm using this contour shade just because I don't want any harsh lines. I'm doing this along my jaw just so I can get that chiseled look. All right. The next thing we are going to do, this is very old, so I hope it works. It's a e.l.f. Blush. The color is like Coral Reef or something like that. But I'm just going to use this blush brush here to apply this just to make my face look just even a bit more bronzed. Now, again, I'm smiling because I want to put it right on top of the apples of my cheeks. This just enhances that color and again just brings color to your face. You've just used all of those powders, even though this is still a powder, it has more of a warm color to it. All right. The next thing we are going to go into after I continue to look at myself and make sure I am satisfied with my contour, we are going to use this LA Girl Pro, again, perfecting eyeliner, I believe it is. And this is just going to give me some definition, some depth within my eyes. I haven't put anything really on my eyes, so this is optional. This is something that you don't have to do, but it just gives you a little definition around your eye area, and it's just a brown eyeliner. As you can see, that did tons of a difference between those two eyes. It just brings that in, makes those eyes look nice and slim. I love it because I feel like my eyes are poofy anyway, so it just slims them down just a little bit. Again, we're going to look at yourself, make sure you're satisfied with what's going on your face. Now we're just going to apply some mascara. This is from Pretty Vulgar. I got it in a BoxyCharm box, but I actually love it. Now, because the sake of this video, I'm not putting on lashes, so bear with me. I don't have the best lashes in the world, but I'm trying to make something happen here. All right. So we are just applying that mascara to these bottom lashes here the best we can. Again, bear with me. I don't have a whole lot of lashes, but we can make something do here, and that is, I'm gonna keep talking because this is literally what I'm trying to do, make something happen with these darn lashes here. All right, let me put a little cricket noise in here. All right, so now we're gonna go to the top, and I believe my top lashes are even worse than my bottom lashes, but again, just fluff through. Yeah, I'm getting closer so you guys can try to see that I have some lashes, but this is why I always put on falsies. It's funny because before I started wearing makeup, you know, I really didn't like false lashes, but now I can't stop wearing them, and I see why. Anywho, this is me still yet struggling, trying to make something out of these baby things that you think I should call lashes. I don't know. But you know, we're doing something. I see something coming through. I know you guys do too. Don't be a hater. Um, Maybe I need to start putting some oil on these mugs so they can grow and I don't feel obligated to have to apply and wear lashes all the time. But Jesus, I can't wait till I'm done so we can get on to the next step. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so that's as good as it's gonna get. All right, I don't know what that little hand move was there. I guess drying the mascara. So this True Complexion Contour Palette is amazing because there's 3 in 1. All right, so now we're gonna use the highlighter that is in this palette, and we're gonna highlight these places. So again, it's going to be at the top of that cheekbone. That sun, when you step outside, is just going to be like bam. All right, we're going to do the same thing to the other side, just the top of the cheekbone here on this cheek. Smile a little bit so you'll know exactly where to lay this. We're going to get a little bit of this chin action going on. All right, we're going to put a little bit on this forehead. Again, it's in the area where the sun naturally hits. All right, get fancy, put it on that brow, pop those brows. You see that? Pop them, pop them, pop them. So again, that is very optional. This is optional as well, but again, the sun naturally hits in these places. So when you step outside, it is literally going to be like, oh my goodness, here come the bronze goddess queen. All right. So now we are going to take some setting spray. We're just going to go ahead and set this face. You don't want it to melt off when you step out, sun, and you're the bronze goddess queen. All right, I like to take the bottom of my beauty blender and just press that in. All right, it just melts all of your makeup together. You just press it in, press it in, press it in. It is literally making off any harsh lines that you had, any ashiness that you had, any ghost like looking stuff that you had going on. It just makes it all disappear. Now this pencil is so little, but I love it. It is Colourpop's BFF3, I believe that's the number. Lip liner. They are now in Ulta, so you can get it there, but their website is amazing as well. Very user friendly. I mean, probably not, but I just like shopping. But anywho, we're going to use this because I love this color on just, you know, melanin toned young ladies. But it's also, I've used it on fair skin, all kinds of skin. It is just a beautiful brown lip pencil to use all together. I'm just going to line those lips. Again, you can just use gloss, but I like to just give a little boost of color, a little boost of depth. But I mean, you can definitely just use your favorite gloss. I do that all the time. I love MAC's lip glass, but this time I just want a little color. So that is NYX Butter Gloss in the color Tiramisu. One of my favorite lip glosses. Like NYX, when they came out with these Durham butter glosses, they couldn't have done anything better. All right, and this color is just so pretty. It's like a blush pink color, but with that brown, it does wonders and it does magic. I have some full lips, and I am going to make these lips pop. Oh, is that it? OMG, guys, and this is the finished look. Very natural, very easy. Again, the all of the products that I've used will be in the description box below. If you have any questions, please put them down below. I'm not afraid to answer any of these questions. See that contour line? Ooh, is really soft, not too harsh. It's very, very easy. All right? Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Let me know any other videos that you guys might want to see. All right. Peace.